Hey everyone, it's Jennifer Roberts here, and I am the Podqueen. And so in a world that's filled with wanting to be noticed, with everyone trying to get followers, myself included. Remember I tried to steal Amanda Rodriguez's followers? That's just what I do. So everyone has a platform now. It didn't used to be that way. You know, like even 15 years ago, the average person didn't have a platform. You didn't have Twitter, you didn't have Instagram, you didn't have Facebook, you didn't have any of that. Well, all that's changed now. And so in some ways that's amazing because it validates the fact that everybody has a voice. But in other ways, it's challenging because we're constantly comparing ourselves. We're constantly wanting to be noticed. We're constantly trying to figure out how to push ourselves into the spotlight. My son is a social media expert, so he says. He lets me know all the time, Mom, you should not have posted that. That was a story. He goes through my feed and lets me know what pictures should have been deleted, which ones should have been kept, why I get good likes and why I don't get likes. He's an expert. And so the fact that my 14-year-old son knows that, he didn't go to school, he didn't study that, it's almost intuitive to him. And so there's so much clamoring and crying out for attention, trying to be noticed in a world that's crazy. And so when we understand that the value of our voice actually is beautiful in the secret place before God, that brings a sense of peace deep inside of us. I have like this a public platform. It's small, it's not massive. There are people that have tons and tons of followers. I'm trying to do justice by what I've been given, but ultimately what I live for is not the eyes of man. Ultimately what I live for are the eyes of God. I want Him to notice me. I want to live for the audience of one. I want to do things in me secret. I want to do things that other people may not notice, but God Himself will see. And that brings security to me. That brings depth to me. That gives me an opportunity to live differently. And so I want to read a verse from Matthew that just is awesome to me. It kind of captures the whole moment. And so it's Matthew 6, verse 5 and 6. It talks about praying in secret. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you. And when they had prayed, wait, I can't read because I don't have my reading glasses. I'm like, what? So I'm going to quote it from memory because I'm so good at that. So it's talking about being noticed in the secret place. And when you pray, go to your Father who is in the secret place, it says, which I love that because He's there. You wonder, where's the Father? He's in the secret place. So it talks about go into your closet, shut the door, and talk to the Father who is in secret. I love that. In the midst of doing everything to be noticed, in the midst of doing everything for an Instagram like, we have to maintain our secret life in God. And God is there. He will be there. As soon as you walk into the room, you're going to go, oh, wow, there He is. His presence is in that secret place. And we need to not forget that we're living for His eyes. We're living for the audience of one, for Him to notice us, not for our followers to notice, not for the crowds to notice, but for God to notice. So it says, and when you pray to your God who is in the secret place, and He will reward you openly. That is amazing. No one else sees, but God sees, and He rewards you for showing up and meeting Him in the secret place. We all have a craving, we all have a desire to know God. Eternity is written on our heart. There's something inside of each one of us that cries out for meaning, cries out for purpose. We want to know, what are we on earth for? Why do I exist? And you find that out when you meet God in the secret place. When you go to Him in that place, when no one else is watching, you're living for His eyes alone, and you talk to Him in that place, in secret, and He rewards you openly. That's a powerful promise. So today, if you feel lost in the sea of people, if you feel like you're one of many, you can't tell who you are anymore, get to that secret place. find that God is there waiting for you. He wants to talk to you. He wants to meet you, and He wants to reward you openly. So take time, slow down, dial down, and go deep in God and find out how to carve out a secret life in God. It matters. It anchors you, it settles you, and God in His kindness will reward you openly. That's what the Podqueen thinks. So everyone, you gotta click here. You gotta comment. You gotta say yes. You need to share. We need to know what you think. Come on.